So, I felt like doing a little pillow talk tonight. And since there's nothing on the other side of my bed but these clothes that I refuse to fold, I got a little story for you. So, this is what happened with the administrator. I was really excited. Well, y'all know, the ones that watch my beginning video or whatever. I was really excited about him. And I think I was excited because of he didn't have any of like the initial disqualifiers or whatever. So and this is off the dome, like I don't write this out. I just, pop on and record. But anyway, I'm gonna try to beat my timer because I don't want to be on here all night. But so I was excited because of that, and then after our first meeting, he was like he didn't want to leave me or whatever. So we've went out quite a few. Well, we went out enough, right? And yeah, it just kind of fizzled out, and then like he didn't call me anymore, and I kind of stopped calling him too. But like, so one day we went to the movies, right? And so we're watching the movie, and I really don't, especially like when I'm getting to know somebody, because you don't really talk in the movie, but like later on some of our subsequent dates and on our phone calls, I see why he likes to go to the movies, because he don't talk. But anyway, so we sitting there watching the movie, and he was kind of like lean up on me too much, like more than I was comfortable with. And it wasn't that he was trying to hold my hand. It was more like he was just petting in my hand. And I was like, is he petting on me? Like, am I a pet? But anyway, so I didn't say nothing. He was trying to hold my hand or whatever. And I was acting like I was scratching my head. And, cause what I really wanted to say is, stop touching me. Please stop. But I didn't. So I'm sitting there trying not to, freak out or whatever. Cause, I didn't want to be a weirdo. Cause, that would have been kind of weird to just be, stop touching me. But that's what I felt like doing. But anyway, so I got over that. He stopped patting me in my hand or whatever. So then he kind of leans in and lays on my shoulder, right? I'm looking like, okay. Alrighty, so you leaning on my shoulder, and then I feel something, and I'm like, I know this man, and man ain't the word I used in my head, but I was like, I know this man. Is he kissing on my shoulder? And I'm looking, I'm not saying nothing, and I was like, he kissing on my shoulder, and I'm like, for what? So, okay, I'm trying to be, it's like, Twyla, you got an issue with everything, but you violated my space at this point. And, so at this point, he starts Eskimo kissing my shoulder. You know how they rub their nose and stuff like that? And I was like, oh, hell no. And I was like, is your face itching? And he was like, no, my face not itching. And I was like, oh, okay. So I straightened up. He straightened up. And I think he got the point because he kind of stopped for a while. And then I was like, he done started again. And I was like, okay. But I kept my cool because I was like 5 seconds away from bopping him. But then there was a bunch of kids in and out of the movie theater or whatever. So that kind of distracted him. He went into school teacher mode or whatever. And I was like, oh, Lord, thank you for these kids that don't know how to sit that down. But so we got through with that. And you know what? It's my fault. I still went out with him a couple more times. I talked to him on the phone or whatever. And then I was like, he don't talk. And I was like, I don't expect anybody to talk as much as me because I talk a lot. But I was like, this man don't talk. And like, I'm multifaceted. So I tried the funny stuff, nothing. I tried the, let's talk about work stuff. And I'm sorry about the glare in these glasses, but I can't, if I take them off, I can't see nothing. And that didn't work. Tried to talk about, when y'all say we tried to talk about work, I even threw a little politics in there. Like, I'm throwing all kind of stuff. And this man don't say nothing. And it's kind of like, you got a level of comfort that I ain't at yet. Like, I'm okay with silence. We can sit in silence, but not when I first meet you. So, it was a few days after that, and we kind of talked or whatever. He wanted to go out. And all this was after the date that I declined, but I should have declined all of them, now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, so, and I was like, well, I kind of thought you weren't into me or whatever, because he did have a recent death in the family. So I started thinking like maybe he's just trying to distract himself from his grief or whatever. And I don't need a trauma bond. But I was like, okay, so I'm trying to just benefit of the doubt, Twyla, benefit of the doubt. And he was like, no, if I wasn't interested, like I wouldn't keep asking you out, But we get to the place. So this day or whatever, we went and had drinks. And I know drinks don't take me long because I'm not a drinker. And I got one drink minimum. And still, you ain't saying nothing. Like, how was your day? Oh, it was okay. And that's it. And I'm like, this ain't gonna work for me. But this is all the conversations I'm having in my head. But anyway, so what happened was, so like we went on maybe I think one more after that or whatever. I lost track of it. And we were leaving, like, well, most of the times when we leave, he'll hug me or whatever. And, I've never really dealt with nobody that was like right head level with me. Everybody else typically looks down because I'm short. So it's like when a tall man try to kiss you, you see him coming down and you can kind of, do your matrix on him or whatever if you ain't ready for that. But like with a short man and y'all eye to eye, it's kind of like you got to be more strategic in your moving or whatever. So like when you're hugging, you kind of got to go in from the side or whatever because I can't let you come straight on. You like try. But anyways, because I was like, I don't want to kiss this man. I don't need no sugar, none of that. But I dodged all those. But it kind of just like, he stopped reaching out and I kind of stopped reaching out too. And that was okay for me. And, yeah, so we're still pressing on. But then I was thinking about it. You know how, and I don't know if men do this, but I know women tend to do this. Like when stuff don't work, oh girl, it was his loss. It was his loss. I don't like that saying. And I really don't use it because sometimes it's not anybody's loss. It's just a choice, right? And we have got to stop attaching our worth to somebody's choice. If somebody doesn't choose me or I didn't choose them, it's not, has nothing to do with them. Has nothing to do with me. It's just a choice. And when you know what you want, and I think that's probably a problem too. When you just out here and you don't know what you want, anything to do, you get too attached to the outcome. And if it doesn't work out, it's nobody's loss. Sometimes it's just a choice. And we all should be making choices that are hopefully mutually beneficial to everybody involved. But nobody lost in this situation. We just made a choice. And the choice was not to move forward. So my time about to go out. So night, y'all.